Hello YTPC, Ethan, Parsimonious Piper here. Today, I'm doing a straight up VR for Flat Cat and Ladyfire. They are doing a very generous GAW for hitting 1,000 subs. If you're not subbed to them, you're missing out, which is evidenced by the fast growth of this channel. Flat Cap, we have always enjoyed your videos, your reviews, just your kind and gentle presence. However, the addition of Ladyfire has done nothing to hurt your channel. Ladyfire, you are a wonderful addition to the community. Glad to see you've got your own channel now, and I'll link to that below too. So for this GAW, you're asking a few questions about us just to get to know us a little bit better. So I wrote them down because I wouldn't remember all 5. Let's dive in. Oh, first, in another little Pipe by Lee apple, see if that shows up. The grain on this one is just absolutely gorgeous. I've got my own vapor mix that I created. I tinned this one a couple of years ago. And it's 75%, I think it's Sutliff's 515 Red, Virginia, and 25% of a Daughters and Ryan Perique. As vapors go, I like it. I did this before I found out that while I like vapors, I don't love them. So I've been working on this same couple ounce sample I created for a couple of years and getting close to the end of it. I think I'll stick to my burleys. Now let's dive in. So the first question, how did I choose my YouTube channel name? Well, I kind of leaned on some of the older variants of the term parsimonious, and that getting into this hobby, I didn't want to spend a ton of money on it. And so parsimonious doesn't just mean a cheap skinflint. It also means frugal and using your resources wisely. I have spent a lot of money on pipes. I have not spent a lot of money on each pipe. I decided early on that I wanted to collect this Pipe by Lee brand, and part of the reason that I did so is because I could collect a lot of them relatively inexpensively. And so the cost side of things drove me to choosing Parsimonious Piper as my handle. Number 2, where am I from and where do I live now? Well, I'm an Air Force brat. I was born in Fort Collins, Colorado, and before I graduated from high school, I had then lived, we were only there a couple of months. My dad was in the Air Force, and he was finishing up his degree there at Colorado State. And we lived in, let's see, Wichita Falls, San Antonio, just outside of Miami, at the old Air Force base that is still around, but not as heavily trafficked. Let's see, Atlanta, Georgia, Montgomery, Alabama, Germany, Virginia, and Illinois. So I'm kind of just from all over. Now, most of those years I lived south of the Mason-Dixon line, except for the years growing up there in a small village in Germany while my dad was stationed there. We were one of the fortunate ones who came in when there wasn't enough base housing for us to live on base housing. So out of necessity, we lived in a village that was about a half an hour away from the base. Turned out to be lovely. My parents never even applied to get back on base. We really enjoyed village life. Where do I live now? Well, after getting married in Nashville and spending almost 20 years in Phoenix, my wife and I have spent the last decade in a tidy little town in North Carolina, north of Raleigh-Durham. In fact, it was a bit of a shock to my kids. Our entire town is about the size of the high school he was attending in Phoenix. Little town. Should have dried this out. Even after a couple of years in the tin, it's still moist enough that the Virginias are not taken to the light. So that's where we are now. How long have I smoked a pipe? Well, like a lot of you guys, I experimented with a pipe back in college, but I had no clue what I was doing. So I didn't really enjoy it. It's been 2 or 3 years now that I started seriously taking up the pipe and growing my collection, and still just trying as many blends as I can. You guys know I like my Burleys and Dark Fire Kentuckys, but I've also really come to enjoy some Englishes and Balkans along the way. But yeah, 2 or 3 years is all I've really been in it. What am I looking forward to most in my pipe smoking journey? Quite honestly, face-to-face, getting back together with other pipe smokers again. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. It doesn't matter what I smoke. I could honestly be happy with just 2 or 3 blends, or with having to grow my own and smoke my own, but it's being together with people. We had a fairly active Raleigh area pipe smokers club that put on the Raleigh show every year, in fact, and I miss seeing those guys face to face. Of course, I'd also enjoy the chance to get to know more of you guys face to face. I've had the opportunity to get together with Buckeye and Curmudgeon, and I'd like to see more. And last but not least, what videos do I watch when I'm not watching pipe videos? Well, I like cooking videos. I like anything that demonstrates either a new technique or a different way to prepare something that I already cook. I like music videos. For the most part, if I'm watching a music video, it's going to be something that my kids have sent me. Like the other day, my daughter sent me a link to, and now I can't even think of the guy's name. He does the Malone commercials on TV, but he was doing a cover with the Dwight Yoakam band of a Paisley song. It's fantastic. The guy was just absolutely great. But it's usually stuff like that, or the Italian guitarist Luca, and see, now I forget his name too. He does acoustic covers of heavy metal songs, and the guy's phenomenal. But it's usually offbeat or interesting stuff like that. I don't have a particular genre that I just listen to hour after hour. So yeah, cooking shows, and occasionally music. For the most part, that's about all I watch on YouTube, except for the few times where I pretend I'm going to be a handyman and I look up how to do something and wind up calling a contractor or asking a friend. You don't want me fixing anything in your house. My wife certainly does in 10 hours. So I hope that does it for you guys. This has been a fun series, getting to see everybody's answers and just getting a little bit more of a peek into each other's lives. Again, congratulations, you two. Well deserved. And I can't imagine your channel not just continuing to grow. With that, guys, light something you like. Enjoy your afternoon.